Hey guys, welcome back to the shop. Today I wanted to cover a little bit more on the end of injection target relating to cam timing, and sometimes it's difficult to get the cam specs from the cam manufacturer. So I had this car come through the other day, and I thought this was an interesting example. This is, as you can see, the cam card that came with a BTR Stage 2 cam. Now they've done us a favor here because you can see they've given us the intake duration at 6 thousandths lift and the intake duration at 50 thousandths lift. And then they also give us the cam events at 50 thousandths lift. Well, since they've given us this number, this advertised duration at 6 thousandths lift, then we can calculate the events at 6 thousandths, even though we only have 50. I'll show you how this is. I've created a little spreadsheet calculator here. Check the video description if you want to download this and use it. You can create your own too. It's not that difficult. So there's a legend down here, right? These blue cells are the values that we're going to punch in. So we're just going to take these duration numbers from over here, pop them in the appropriate intake versus exhaust and 50 and 6 thousandths lift. At this point, it subtracts the two values and divides it in half. And the reason we're doing that is because this is like the ramp rate on each side of the valve event. So in this case, if we double 26 and a half, we come up with 53, right? So 278 minus 225 is 53. So that's basically 53 degrees that's unaccounted for, right? So if we divide that in two, then we get 26 and a half degrees prior to the intake opening and after the intake closes at the 50 thousandths. Same thing for exhaust. And then we take these values here, the cam events from over here, and then we just simply add the split the difference value over to here. So in this case, 82, 30, 29, these would be the values when you come into here into the cam end of injection target program that I made. You can plug these values right into here, and now you have pretty much a perfect starting point. All is good. Okay, but what happens if you don't have a BTR cam and they've only given you the super basics, which is they did not give you the 6 thousandths lift number. Scoot this out of the way. So you can see we have option one up here versus option two. And here I've always said that, for the typical hydraulic roller cams for the LS motors, assume 50 degrees difference. And remember, let's double this, right? So we had 53 rather than 50, pretty close. And this is what, 55? And now when we look at these calculated values, 82, 30, 29, 69, 82, 30, 29, 69, they're the same. So if you don't have these the 6 thousandths lift numbers from the camp, 50 is not 650, is a super safe starting point. And I would say once you have those, just punch them in, use those. If you want to use my end of injection calculator, by all means use it. But otherwise, this is going to give you a really rock solid starting place. Once you have that, then you can experiment in the HP Tuners editor, changing the start and end of injection and go from there. One other thing before I let you go, I want to say that this car that I'm working on here, the previous tuner didn't touch the end of injection target settings, and the customer was complaining that, in fact, they were getting about 11 miles per gallon. And just after punching in these numbers here into the end of injection target calculator I made, dumping those in, all of a sudden, miles per gallon jumped from 11 to 17. I can't remember if he said 17 to 19, but somewhere around in there, which is a pretty significant gain. And it's time and time again, it seems like these professional tuners out there, they sleep on this end of injection target, saying it doesn't make that big of a deal. It's not all that important, blah, blah, blah. Who cares? And this is all the reason I got into tuning was because of sloppy professionals that do things as fast as they can. and touch as little tables as they can. And that's okay. There's a time and place for that. In general, you don't want to be changing tables just to change them. You should be changing as little as possible, but not at the sake of not doing a complete tune. That's a problem, right? And I'm a perfectionist. And granted, I am not a professional tuner. And that's a big distinction between me and the so called professionals, is because I'm chasing perfection, right? I have time. I'm not in a hurry. I'm not making money by trying to slam through 50 cars in a week and just getting them, dealing in volume. I'm not trying to generate the most okay-ish tune as fast as possible. It's not how I operate. I do this for the fun. I do it for the passion. I'm chasing perfection, right? And I'm not bashing on professional tuners. They do an amazing amount of work and they get great results in very little time. I don't think I can do that, right? But that's also not what I'm here for. So, again, appreciate all the support out there and all the journey to learning it. It never ends. Anyway, hope you got some out of that, enjoyed it. And if you have any questions, let me know. Later.